They pay the cost. So you have to be an interface to make sure that that thing works. These are there. So clearly, the tolerance level is being worked on, and this is part of the role that we play. Then on the environmental aspect, for the past 1 week, yesterday, it was because of the environment, that's why I was not here. And that's why I asked you where you come from. I was in Takoradi for National Sanitation Day. And when we went to Takoradi, that was the third time I was there. The Takoradi sanitation was given to Honorable Benan, a former member of parliament from here. I was in the local government committee. So you can't blame the Takoradi mayor then. Benan was the one who was doing the Takoradi landfill site and waste management thing. We went there. The place was very appalling. Then I asked him, Honorable Benan, you are one of the local government committee members and you are in charge of this. The things you are seeing, can you do it? Then the MCE said, oh, if you take it from him and give it to us, we can do it. And I said, you can't do it. They said they could do it. Benan has run away and left the contract. Your government could not pay, and government was not paying. It wasn't Zoom Lion, nor Jospon. These are things people don't know. They took it from Benan, then gave it to Takoradi MCE. When I went there, none of the MPs was in the National Sanitation Day. That's why I asked you. But the one from Shama, the MCE, very active. So clearly, the environmental issue that we are asking of, the leadership is not only from that. It was the MCEs, and it was a request they made. Take it from him, give it to the assembly, we can do it. They took it from Benan. Benan ran away. They took it and gave it to you. Then Takoradi, they gave you 25 million as your common fund. No, I'm telling you, I didn't go to Kwesiminti, I went to Takoradi, so I'm using that as an example. Then I asked him, the 25 million Ghana cedis they've given you, this year you are going to have 32 million. Then we say use 10% on environment, sanitation. The 10% for the year is 2.5 million. Are you sure this 2.3 million can you recruit people and pay them, buy logistics to carry the field, manage your hospital waste, your industrial waste, all this kind of, that is highly negligible, clearly. And that is what you say you could do it if you build capacity. What is capacity? Capacity is funds. Capacity is logistics. Capacity is infrastructure. You don't have it. So people were just looking at sanitation as sweeping and carrying the waste. The whole Greater Accra, as I speak to you, there is no landfill site. So if you say you are assembly, they should give you the money, you sweep and carry the waste. Where will you take it to? If you carry the waste to the landfill site, you have to make sure that you take the plastic and recycle them. If you don't have a recycling plant, today you go and dump, tomorrow you go and dump, next week, where will you dump them? So that is how we were dumping. And all the landfill sites were full. Then no community wants you to come and establish a landfill site. So clearly, the environmental issue is beyond the MMDCs we are talking of. So we are now meeting on it. What is it that should be done? It's recycling. In JHS, I'm a writer. I write books. Managing poor sanitation. The best way to manage industrial and domestic waste is what? Then the children in JSS will say recycling. So from JHS to secondary school to university to Kwame Nkrumah University to do environmental science engineering, we know that recycling is the way. How many of the waste do we recycle? So clearly, my brother, the problem is not just sweeping and carrying. Tomorrow, in 2015, when the city was going uncontrollably, President Mahama went to Turkey with Zoom Lion. And they went and copied the Turkish model that when you don't have landfill site close, what you do is to do transfer station. So they came and established 6 transfer stations. So if you go to Achimota, there's one there. If you go to Teshi, there's one there.
Honorable Minister, I want to thank you for coming. But I want to say that you have been very good in trying to do what you are doing.
Thank you very much.
I would help you. I think that whatever decision you propose to, you may have to review it, because our assemblies are clearly not ready. They need to build their capacity before they can take over. If the way the Zoomlion contract was stopped.
Man, you are one of the senior members of this house and an expert in leadership based on experience, and you are talking of transition. Mr. Chairman, if we are able to think together as a house and follow a chart, this problem will be solved. Government alone may not be able to solve it. But sometimes, the way we are perceived, and that is why, if not because the question is from a parliamentary committee, hardly would I have commented on it. My phone for the past 1 week, the media houses are chasing me, everybody is chasing me. They wanted to see my version. And Mr. Chairman, like you know me, I say it as it is. So I don't want to say what you don't want to hear for you to go and crucify me. But I thank God you are giving me an advice. Advice.
Honorable Minister,
I thank you, but I request for your continuous support.
I'm saying
and the Minister for Health is here. So support me. You hear Mr. Chairman saying this. When we go to cabinet and I speak and you don't support, I will report you to Mr. Chairman.
Honorable Minister, I'm saying to you that the committee and most members of parliament, anybody who cares, knows that you will need to build the capacity of the assembly before they can do what is being done. If you terminate the project the way it is, we are going to get worse things. We haven't changed our attitude, so you must get somebody doing in the interim. So they should really look at that particular thing and get back to work. Otherwise, the flooding next year will be worse than what we have seen today, and we will blame the government for it. We will not spare the government. We are not doing advocacy for any company, but we are just telling the people of Ghana the truth. That's all.
Mr. Chairman, you don't do hypocrisy. You were a leader, deputy minority leader, and substantive cabinet minister for defense for 8 years. The most competent and most experienced. 8 years. So when you give advice, it's a security advice. This national security advice.
That's okay.
Well taken.
Please. Thank you. Please.
I hope I'm discharged.
You are the last one. No. He has one single comment. It's just a comment. Don't worry.
Honorable Minister, I hope you are well. I have a problem in my constituency. It has to do with waste management. In fact, it's not a single problem because it has to do with waste management and issuance of building permits in waterways. So one of the hardest hit when the flood issues came up. I don't know if you have seen the Abuboya or the tricycles parked on the major roads. So I have about 4 different dump sites for garbage. One is in Oblogo, one is in Choice. The Choice one, I tried to cut it for a period, and then I couldn't finish it up. And then there's some around the Makati Hill down. And it's becoming a security matter. I know there has been an intervention to stop it to some extent. But I heard you talk about recycling and dumping of waste, and there's no landfill site. I just want to find out, from you as Minister of Local Government, what are we doing to ensure that waste is dumped at the right places, recycled for money, because we can have waste to energy? And are we building capacity? I mean, I know that you're fixated on a particular company because maybe the company was doing okay for you. But must it be always a particular company? Can we not spread the wealth? Can we not spread the capacity? Can we not encourage others? It's a problem, Honorable Minister, because that even causes traffic. And I've had a lot of petitions from the respective residents' associations, that they wake up and all they see is that a place has been converted into a garbage site. Obviously, there is an assembly, so that is what you should ask. Because if there is a municipal assembly and there is waste dumped at the wrong place, and the residents are getting inundated and they are overwhelmed with filth and squalor, I mean, it's not the members of parliament that answers that. It has to be the municipal assembly or the metropolitan assembly or the district assembly. They have been empowered to deal with the issue of waste. So, Honourable Minister, please help us and let's see what we can do on this.
Mr. Chairman, once again, I will thank you. Not that we've been visited to one particular company. In Ghana here, truth be told, if you want to talk about media in Ghana here, two names stands out. Others are doing some. If you want to talk about mining, one name stands out. If you want to talk about sanitation, somebody's name stands out. If you want to talk about road construction, some names stand out. That is the Ghana we have. You talk about road, the biggest road construction is Marapoma. You talk about media, it's Kosichum and Despite. You talk about waste, it's Jospon. So it's not like my mind is fixated on something. You think that if I had a company to manage the waste, I wouldn't like it. But I don't have the capacity. So follow who know road.
Minister.
But the truth is,
our
senior has answered our question, so we do exactly what. But the ways they were trained there, we are trying to stop them. Because that is an unengineered landfill site. They go and throw them on the wetlands. Then they use laterite to fill it. Then they set the land for construction. So clearly, it is something we've spoken against and we are stopping it. So tomorrow's exercise that we are doing, Honorable Chair, we are reopening all the transfer stations available. So Honorable Chair, if you have a transfer station, tomorrow bring it, we'll use it. And we are using the transfer stations available, and we are stopping people from sending the waste to the wetlands, which when it rains, it will carry the waste and bring it back home. These are the waste you are seeing in the cities. We don't want to encourage that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable Minister, I'm going to dispatch you now, but let me reiterate the point. We, as a country, whether it's a mistake or whether it's by design, we built one company, and that's the only company that is running the landfill sites in Accra. Once you don't use them, they will dump the waste in unauthorized places. And when it rains, you are going to have the problem you are having today. So I say something, build the capacities of the assemblies over time. All right? Then you can hand over that. If you stop abruptly, you are going to have the problem that you have. But it's as simple as that. You are discharged. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for coming to this.
For your assistance and your advice, I still count on your support. May God bless us all.
Thank you. Honorable Minister for Health, I want to welcome you and your team for coming. Let me say that yesterday we did mention that you had called to say that we should reschedule you today to 2. And during my my frustration yesterday on the absence of ministers, I mentioned it to the public. I want to re-mention it again to the public so that the press can carry it well. So please swear in the Minister for Health, Honorable Minta Akando. Please, your team members, do join him.
I, Kwabena Minta Akanda,
Swear by the Almighty God
swear by the Almighty God
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
touching the matter in issue
touching the matter in issue
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you.
Honorable Minister, just to let you know that you have been scheduled to answer some questions, not questions, some promises, undertakings, and promises that you made to Parliament. The dates are given. They are mostly, all of them are in 2025. But also note that you will be asked public interest questions as well. So prepare yourself. But this is Parliament. You are a member of Parliament. You are a very experienced member of Parliament, and you should not have a problem talking to the people of Ghana through this committee. If you've done well, you will tell your story to the people, and the media will carry it for you. They will praise you. But if you don't do well, obviously, you know, you'll get into controversies. So, Honorable Minister, your medical field has a lot of terminology. So if members get the pronunciation wrong, please excuse them. You shouldn't have a problem. The first question was asked by Honorable Mavis Nkansa Boedu. She rose to ask to the Minister for Health the challenges in assessing hepatitis B immunoglobulin for newborn babies. I'm surprised that that thing is there, but she asked what are the challenges that are involved in that, because it's one of those the things that newborn babies will get. So that's the first question. You gave an answer, and you assured the committee, the House, that the government would include the vaccination in routine and traditional immunization by first quarter of next year. That's 2026 April. Do you have this? You have it? I can see you shaking your head.
No, but the honorable member's name is Mr. Chairman.
Okay, I think that this. Okay, I think that I will start from rather this one. There are two sheets, so I'm sorry for that. This one is also something we'll go through, but I'm starting with the Pius Kwame one. Mr. Speaker, I beg to ask the Minister for Health the current state of the Nsawura Health Center and the plans of government to make it operational. Honorable Minister, whilst we are talking, also talk about other health centers. There are so many of them. Suwa, and I know that Afari is not under you, so you will not be able to talk about it because I was minister there, so I have ideas about what is the challenges. But others are also there. But this one specifically is in Nsawura Health Center and the plans in Nsawura. In Nsawura, okay. In Nsawura. Insa. In Nsawura. Is it in Zama word?
EIB.
In Nsawura. Is it Nsawura? In Nsawura. The health center and the plans of government to make it operational. Sophie Akotombra, he is the one who asked a question. Pius Kwame, is it Nkwa or something like Nkwa? He asked the question on the 12th of June, 2025.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, in Nsawura Health Center, and I have recently been there. Mr. Chairman, we have levels of healthcare delivery in this country. We have the CHIP compounds, which is a basic unit of the healthcare delivery before you go to the health center, to the polyclinic, to district hospitals, to the regional hospitals, to teaching hospitals, to the quaternary level. So the Nzara Health Center is a health center, and it is not in the best of states. And so the Member of Parliament drew my attention, and Mr. Chairman, I can assure, I am happy to inform this committee that we've secured funding for the construction of a new health center, and the source of funding is the European Investment Bank. And so we are going through the processes, and I'm very sure that very soon we'll complete the processes and start the construction of Nzara Health Facility and other health facilities.
Honorable Minister, does it mean that it's, you're about to begin construction, or the facility is there, not operational?
No, so they have the facility, but then the state of the facility is not in the best of shape. So they are appealing to the ministry to construct a new one for them. And so that's why I'm saying that we are looking for the source of funding, and that's what we have had. And we are now going to commence the procurement processes for the construction of same.
Then it means that the question was not properly framed. If you say you want to make something operational, it means the facility is there, but you need some more help to make it work. Meanwhile, from your answer, obviously, you intend to construct a whole new facility.
Exactly, but there's a one already in place. And that is what the state is not that very good, and we need to. I was there, I think, about a week or two ago. I was there with the honorable member for BR. No, you were not part of it. You were honorable member from Sebioso. So I was there about a week ago, and so it's a facility I'm very familiar with.
Does anyone have a follow-up question? Okay, Maxwell.
So according to Minister, the facility is being operated? It's in operation?
The facility is already in operation.
Anybody with a follow-up on this before we move to the next question? All right, Minister, can we move on? Can we move on to the next question? It was asked on the 12th of June 2025 by the Honorable Frank Yeboah from Ekrima in the Ashanti region. And his question was, Mr. Speaker, I beg to ask the Minister for Health the immediate and long-term measures the ministry is implementing to address the rising cases of monkeypox disease in the country. Thank you. And you assured us that you wish to assure this Honorable House and the people of Ghana that the health sector remains fully committed to containing the outbreak. Can you tell us some of the measures you've put in place and the state of monkeypox disease in Ghana?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, as a result of coordination, proper surveillance, case testing, case management, risk communication, and vaccines, we have been able to contain monkeypox, and I'm happy to tell the committee that for the past 1 month, we've not recorded any case. We secured about 33,000 vaccines, and then they were administered in the targeted regions, including Ashanti region, Western region, and then the Central region. And so as I speak to you now, I can confidently say that we've not recorded any new case of monkeypox since 2nd of June.
Honorable Minister, can you tell us if there were any deaths from monkeypox since the outbreak?
If there were...
If lives were lost since the outbreak?
Yes, so we lost about 8 lives, but then they had other underlying comorbidities, other conditions. Somebody may be hypertensive or diabetic or had, and so we lost 8 lives.
Yes, Deputy Rankin.
Thank you, Chair. Honourable Minister, are you able to share with us the number of cases recorded so far?
Yes, I think I can find it for you as we progress.
Anyone else? Okay. Take the next one. Take the next one.
Honorable Minister, the next question was asked by Mr. Akwasi Jemfi Onyina Echampong, the MPP MP for Kwabri East. And the question was, Mr. Speaker, I beg to ask the Minister for Health, when the Agenda 111 projects at Wadi Ejumakasi in the Kwabri East constituency will be completed. And there was some assurance, and we need an update on the assurance.
Very well, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the Agenda 111 project, as we all know, was being handled under the former administration at the presidency. And so, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, then moved the project from the presidency to the Ministry of Health. And so some firms were engaged to do the auditing of the whole project. And to cut a very long story short, Cabinet has approved a blueprint for the completion and operationalization of same. And these are the strategies we have adapted to complete Agenda 111 project. One, government is going to invest in about 35 of the Agenda 111 project. And we've selected 35 because we do not want to spread ourselves thin, and at the end of the day, you won't even complete any. So we are doing it in phases. So the first phase will be 35, district or health facilities. And these are the factors we put into consideration in arriving at the 35. We looked at regional distribution, and we also looked at the level of completion of the facility, and we look at the needs of the people within the area. In some cases, you will realize that there are no hospitals within the catchment area. Mr. Chairman, let me add that you could see that maybe a facility has been picked at Region A at 55%, and a facility has not been picked in Region B, and it's about 60%. It depends on the levels of the project within that region. And so if the 55 is the highest in the region, the 55 will be picked. If where you have the 60, there are others that are above the 60, we'll go and pick the, so I can tell you confidently that at least a project was picked in all the 16 regions. But the Wadi Kwabri East constituency, the community in question, is not part of the first 35. And so it will be considered in other subsequent phases. Mr. Chairman, there are other two strategies as well. We are engaging CHAG. CHAG is Christian Health Association of Ghana. We are not into competition with CHAG. We are partners. What government does to CHAG is that government pays all the compensations of CHAG. So whether the nurses or medical doctors, government pays their salary, because it's non-profit organization or non-profit health facilities. So what we are saying is that if any church is interested in any of the Agenda 111 facilities, will enter into agreement with the church or CHAG, and they will finish, equip, and then operationalize it. Then there's a third tier. The third aspect is the private sector. If anybody also thinks that is willing and ready to invest in the hospitals, you identify, based on the investment government has made in that specific facility, will sign an agreement with the individual, which could be build, operate, and transfer, or it will be subject to renewal. Mr. Chairman, we are doing this because we do not want to leave these facilities or these uncompleted health facilities to deteriorate. Because once you leave them for a very long time, by the time you come up, even if it is 70% complete, it will be, deteriorating, and you go back about 60 or 50% complete. So that is the strategy we have adopted. Thank you.
Minister, there are some of the projects that are far below 30%, others 20%, others 35%. Those projects, what plans do you have for them?
So once government has expended money on that project, it's part of the general strategy I've outlined. So whether CHAG is interested or a private person is interested, or after government has invested in the 35, we'll come back and then phase another one, go to the phase 2, and then we'll look at it in that order. Regional distribution, the needs of the people, level of completion. Thank you.
Okay, Chair, Vice Chair.
Yeah, thank you. Minister, I want to ask a very simple question. In view of the financial challenges with funding the Agenda 111 project, would you want to advise government to rather concentrate on that instead of the 24-hour markets?
Mr. Chairman, in as much as I am the minister responsible for health,
Answer.
and I acknowledge the importance of health facilities, it is equally important to also, for districts to also be economically viable. Thank you.
Anybody with another question? In fact, the next question is also on the Agenda 111. So can you speak about that too? That is from Etiwa, I think Etiwa West constituency.
Okay, so the Etiwa one, the same preamble as I have given, but that one, fortunately, is part of the 35, the first phase, the 35. Yeah.
Honorable Minister, can you tell us exactly when you would complete the 35 so that Ghanaians can track and follow along?
Mr. Chairman, I do not want to give specific date, and this is the reason. One, we have identified 35. We've asked contractors to go to site. Maybe there are others who may even have to terminate and repackage. And you may have to set a new date for completion, which we haven't gotten there yet. So if I give you any date, I'll be hauled back before the committee to come and answer questions. And so with the greatest of respect.
It means that out of the 35 now has been started yet.
Some have been. You see, Mr. Chairman, if you check the 2026 budget, we said we're going to complete 10 in 2026. No, we were going to start 10 in 2026. The 10 is a subset of the 35. So we've asked the contractors, some of them, to even go back to site. So some, they are already on site, and others are yet to go back. And Mr. Chairman, we have also started, because you see, about 4.8 billion Ghana cedis was expended on Agenda 111. But unfortunately, we don't have a single one of them that could save life today. And we have come to meet IPCs, people who have completed, contractors who have completed jobs, and they are yet to be paid. And the debt is around a billion, a little above 1 billion Ghana cedis. So whilst we are calling some of them to go back to site, we are also processing to pay their IPCs, so that we will pay their IPCs, get them money to go back to site, and then continue the project.
Honorable Minister, this Agenda 111 projects, how many of them are functional? Functional?
Zero.
Honorable Minister.
Vice Chairman, come on, I'm asking this because we are aware one was commissioned. Was commissioned. Yes, and then honorable members' constituency, one was commissioned. So that's why that's the premise of where I'm coming from. Whether those that were commissioned, whether they are working. So if you could tell us which one is functional.
Mr. Chairman, I'm happy the honorable member herself is here. About 3 were commissioned whilst they were not completed. Mr. Chairman, I have had the cause to go to these sites myself and they had not installed the full complement of the equipment needed to run the facilities. And so, Mr. Chairman, they were commissioned, and in some cases, generators were carried to the site for the commissioning. And after the commissioning, it was taken back, and the place was locked. Mr. Chairman, you commission a project if the contractor hands over the project to the ministry, and then maybe you settle all that you need to settle, and then you go ahead and commission the project. But the honorable member is here to bear me out. We have never come to meet a situation where projects have been commissioned, health workers are there working, and we have come to sack them. No, we haven't. We haven't inherited any of them. And Mr. Chairman, okay, go ahead.
Honorable Minister, I know before a project is commissioned, substantial work might have been done. So let's look at it in this angle. Out of those that were commissioned, do they have equipment in them? And if they don't have, or if they have, the level of the level of equipment that they have in each of them, can the ministry take steps to operationalize those ones?
Mr. Chairman, I will want to refer to the levels of completion, especially with regards to those ones that were completed. And when we say completion, it is
those that were commissioned.
Yes. Mr. Chairman, when we say completed, it is the civil works plus the equipment. The civil works, you don't just finish the civil work, the houses, the buildings, and you say, that is not a hospital. Hospital, there are three main factors: the personnel, the equipment, and the infrastructure. So when we say the level of completion, it is the equipment plus the civil works. And if you add the civil works plus the equipment, none was above 80, even up to 80% as at the time of commissioning. And so this is what we are doing. What we are doing is that there are certain, Mr. Chairman, there are certain equipment that without installing them, you cannot even start operation in the first place. So we have asked those suppliers to go back and install the equipment, and then we'll pay them, and then we send workers there to go and operationalize the facility. And I'll give you the levels of completion. The levels of completion, and you realize that it couldn't have been operationalized. Thank you.
Thank you. Minister, just the last one on the agenda 111. A specific case is the Adansia Sokwa constituency. We are told that the project has been abandoned and Galamsey is going on the site. Is that true? Can you confirm?
Mr. Chairman, before I proceed to listen to your question, I want to furnish the committee with this information I had already indicated. So, amongst the three, we had Trede, and then Oforikrum Kokobeng, then Ahanta West. So I will look for the Ahanta West one, and also, so that's Ahanta West one is here. So that is this. So, Mr. Chairman, Ahanta West, as the Member of Parliament will bear me out, the President commissioned it, but if you add the civil works plus the equipment, we are at 65.37%, and it was commissioned. Mr. Chairman, if you go to Ashanti region, Oforikrum, Kokobeng, we were at 73.76%, and it was commissioned. Mr. Chairman, if you go to Trede, if you add...
Honorable Minister, I think some members are taking notes, if you could...
Okay. So, Oforikrum is 73.76%. 73.76%. And then Trade is 72.89%.
Minister, can you please go on to answer?
Please, can you?
Yes, I mentioned that there's news report that the Agenda 111 project in Adansi Asokwa has been abandoned and Galamseyers have taken over. Can you confirm?
That has not come to my attention yet. So from here, I'll take note of it and then verify. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable.
Honorable Minister, kindly let me take you back on the percentages given on the trade of Orichrome and then the Hunter West. I want to find out from you how much resources have been committed to these three, Agenda 111 projects. Thank you.
So amount paid so far wait, total one. No. So when you go to
Minister, you can furnish the committee with that information later, so we proceed.
Mr. Chairman, I will have to give you that information later. But the amount left in total for government to pay per the work done, that's the IPCs, is a little above 1 billion Ghana cedis. Yes. No. For all. For all.
Yes. Yeah, Mr. Minister, I would want to humbly ask, you informed us that you've gone round all the Agenda 111, the 30, as you mentioned. You've gone round and checked how many?
Not all, some.
Not all?
Yeah.
Okay. At least you mentioned three, Ahanta West and
Trade and Orichrome.
Yes, those three. Now, as you went there, did you see the actual need of the people for that hospital? No, please. Because I want to ask another. Did you see that? Look, for instance, Ahanta West. If you go to Ahanta West doesn't have a district hospital. Now we have this hospital situated there. I'm asking this question because I want to ask your commitment to completing them, irrespective of the level of completion, your commitment to completing them because it is needed, much needed by the people. That's why I asked that question.
Mr. Chairman, we are committed to completing these hospitals, especially the first 35 interest in Ahanta West.
Yes. So,
well,
Honourable Minister, I don't know whether you indicated it, but are you able to share with us the amount of money that we need as a country to complete all the Agenda 111 projects? She mentioned that. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, we need a little above 20 billion Ghana cedis. 20 billion.
How much has been invested already?
We have invested 4.8 billion already. So it's just, I mean, a tip of the iceberg. And so we need to tackle it. Mr. Chairman, under normal circumstances, if you are tackling such ambitious project, you must have reliable sources of funding. In some cases, they are even loans, and you commit to them. So you know you do drawdowns, and then that is not in the case of the Agenda 111. We don't have a sustainable, reliable source of funding for the Agenda 111. So it's not like the Eurojet project, the NM. Where if one government.
Just conclude. It's follow up on this. Honorable Minister, Honorable Chair, please. Honorable Minister, the President in his campaign at a point mentioned that he would pray that faith-based organizations and other private people who are capable of completing the projects could come on board. Do we have any faith organization or individual expressing interest in doing this?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, when I started my submission, I think you were out, and I made that as part of the strategies to complete them. Some have expressed interest, and then we are talking to them.
Mr. Minister, thank you very much for your answers so far. There's, I think, another question also on Agenda 111 that was asked by the Honorable Rudolph Amoako Jampa. He wanted to know the status of his Agenda 111 project at DIASO. So if you could shed some light on that.
So
briefly
DIASO
please.
Will be part of the subsequent phase. It's not part of the 35. I think that should be, what's the level of completion? So DIASO is about 33% complete. 33% complete. And DIASO is in the central region, correct? And in the central region alone, we have selected 4 of them. So even if we have 16 regions, and we choose even 2 across, what it means is that we have 32 already. So if to choose 4 facilities from one region means that they may even have the highest. So if your level of completion is 33, obviously you may not be able to make it to the first phase, but we have other plans for them.
Honorable Minister, we'll move on to the next update. It's in relation to ask the Minister for Health the challenges in assessing hepatitis B immunoglobulin for newborn babies. And per the answers you gave, there were assurances, and we need an update on those assurances.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the hepatitis B birth dose is something that we are yet to introduce as part of our routine vaccination or immunization. And the progress made so far, Mr. Chairman, is that we in the Ministry of Health have concluded on our proposals, submitted to Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Finance have also concluded on it, and we have given it to Gavi, and Gavi is now reviewing it, and they will get back to us. And I'm very hopeful that we are going to introduce the hepatitis B birth dose as part of our routine vaccination or immunization.
Mr. Minister, I looked at when that question was asked.
And it's subject to the renewal, the review of Gavi.
Mr. Minister, don't you think this is very, very urgent? Because It was asked on the 28th of October 2025. And it's about children, newly born children. Mr. Minister, don't you think we've delayed?
No, we haven't. There's a process that you go through before you arrive at assessing vaccines from Gavi or any of these international bodies. You cannot jump. I mean, excuse my language, vaccines are not sold like tomatoes in the market. You must go through a process before you have access to them. In fact, if you go to our pharmacy shops, you don't just enter and go and say that you want to buy vaccines. They are highly protected and it is regulated rigidly. And so we just need to go through the processes to arrive at that. And as I have indicated, we at the ministry have concluded on it, and it was born out of this question. And so we have concluded on our proposals. We've gone to Ministry of Finance. They have agreed. They've also forwarded it to Gavi, and we are waiting for Gavi after their review, and then we take it from there.
Honorable colleagues, any more questions on it? But what is the effect of not giving these newborn babies this particular?
Yes, so basically vaccines, if you give any vaccine to any human being, be it a child or you build the immunity against that disease. So maybe it is likely to prevent the hepatitis B itself when you vaccinate the child. But if you don't, there's that likelihood that the child can get the disease when it's growing. And so that's the essence of vaccination in general.
Honorable Minister, you have done some assurance by the end of the year. We'll follow up on that. But hepatitis B, at least to the best of my knowledge, is very prevalent, especially in our areas, the north. Trust me, it's killing a lot of our young people, able young men. Before you realize, you get swollen stomach, and then somebody will say, oh, it is witchcraft or so you've been poisoned or something. But it's hepatitis B. I just lost one of my head teachers. The moment I saw him, I told him straight away, you have hepatitis, because I saw his stomach like this, and he was drinking concoctions.
Are you a medical doctor?
I'm not. No, the way I saw him, he was drinking concoctions and drinking. And I just told him point blank that, do you have hepatitis B? Hey, teacher, he says yes. But I stopped taking my drugs. I was taking concoctions. And the worst is that they were killing fowls, and you know this fowl, they'll do the sacrifice and do the fowls and put fresh meat. Hepatitis B, the virus, it likes protein. Are dead. That's what it feeds on. The moment you continue to give it protein, you are just killing yourself. The best is to avoid anything that contains protein. But he didn't know that, and he died. I took him to the hospital, we tried and blah, blah, he finally died. Honorable Minister, may his soul rest in peace. Honorable Minister, what plans do you have in place to make sure that we treat hepatitis B, as even yesterday, 3 days ago, when your colleague came and mentioned the 1,300, it's all over, everybody's scared, you know. And trust me, if you check the hepatitis B infections with the recruits, it may be 3 or 4 times that of the HIV figures that came out. If you ask him, he will tell you that it will be more than that. So what plans are you going to put in place to ensure that at least people get informed about it, and then we can find a way of stopping it? Then the vaccine is, you take it 3 times, and then the following year you take a decent. Some people don't even know that there's a vaccination against it. So we want to know what steps you are taking to prevent it. Honorable Minister.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, one, again, you were not here when I mentioned the hepatitis B bed dose. So it's one of the strategies we are putting in place to stop it right from birth. And fortunately enough, I'm told that the diagnostics and the treatment is covered by the National Health Insurance. But then there's something we need to do, or we need to intensify, is about the public education on it and the early detection, that is the screening, so that when it is detected early, maybe it could be handled differently or it could be treated. And so I have taken a cue from that, and as part of the free primary health care, as we are including early detection of diseases, we may also, going forward, look at hepatitis B.
Honorable Minister, there are a series of follow-up questions that member asked you on this very topic. It tells you how important this particular thing is to members and the people of Ghana. So I'll take you through them. Each one, then you answer, and then we move. If there are follow-up, members can ask, but otherwise, we'll move to the next one. So the supplementary that was asked by the member herself is that I asked this question because on my routine visit to my constituency, I'm talking about visiting Cancer Board, I had a conversation with one of the medical doctors in my constituency, and he informed me that majority of the mothers who happen to have hepatitis B go home without giving their kids, this vaccination because they cannot afford it. The frightening aspect about this is that he mentioned that the lifespan for such a child is 25 years. I want to find out from the minister if that is the case. Is it true that when you are a woman and you have hepatitis B and you give birth, the lifespan of that child is 25 years? I want to find out from the minister if that is the case and what the ministry is doing about it. Honorable Minister, can you give us the answer?
Okay. Mr. Chairman, clearly, if you read the answer, the Member of Parliament was referring to the hepatitis B birth dose to the children. And that is what I have given comprehensive answer before you today, that we have sent a proposal to the Minister of Finance. Minister of Finance has also approved. We've sent it to Gavi, and that's a vehicle for, buying or acquiring vaccines. And so that one, we are far advanced in dealing with it.
Minister, I heard that clearly. That's not what the honorable member is asking. The honorable member is saying that on her way, in her constituency, on one of her routine visits, she had a conversation with one medical doctor. And the medical doctor informed her that majority of the mothers who happen to have hepatitis go home without giving the vaccine to their kids, the newborn. And she says the frightening aspect is that the doctor said to her that the lifespan of the newborn baby is 25 years. It means that after 25 years, that child may die or will die. Is that the case?
Mr. Chairman, my information indicates that that is inaccurate. And that there's a way you can even have hepatitis B, but it may not even go to the next level to be chronic. And so it does not necessarily mean that at age 25 or before 25 you will die. Mr. Chairman, I cannot confirm that. I'm sorry.
So if for some reason a mother has given birth to, had hepatitis B and gave birth to a child, that mother should not be too worried that the child will die when he's just 25 years.
Mr. Chairman, steps must be taken to treat the person. Any disease can kill you at any given time. Any disease is capable of killing you. So I'm not saying that hepatitis B cannot kill. One, we have spoken about the birth dose. Two, I am saying that once it's detected early, you'll have to treat it. Don't think that because when you get to age 25, you are going to die, so you are going to just...
Ask your technical people, can it be transmitted from mother to child? Yes.
Yes. The answer is yes. So that is the reason why we are saying that once the child is born, we have to give him that hepatitis B birth dose.
Anybody who has a supplementary, otherwise I'll go on with it. All right, the next supplementary on this very question was hepatitis B treatment on the National Health Insurance Program and make it free as well. hepatitis B treatment, will you put it on the National Health Insurance Program and make it free, the treatment free for Ghanaians?
Mr. Chairman, on my way here, I called the CEO for National Health Insurance, and he confirmed to me that the diagnosis and the treatment, especially when you present the case at the hospital, it is free. What is not free is the vaccines and the screening. But as far as my information, as at this afternoon is concerned, when you present the condition at the hospital and you are a subscriber to the National Health Insurance, the diagnostics and the treatment is supposed to be free.
Oh, okay. That's very good. So the diagnosed Western Regional Hospital or any hospital and is diagnosed to have hepatitis B, that person, once he has health insurance, can actually go back to the hospital and get treatment for free. Is that
Mr.
right?
Chairman, I checked and double-checked, and that is my information. I heard the honorable member saying, what's the difference between diagnosis and the screening? If you present a case, you go to the hospital, and you are diagnosed, they will continue the treatment. But the screening is like mass screening, moving out there to the communities. Early detection is what they don't cover. And Mr. Chairman, I have representative of the National Health Insurance here with me, and that's the information I have.
I'm not sure the public know this. I'm not sure the public, because one of the difficulties why people are refusing to do it, especially MPs, who could help do screening, is you do the screening and you see thousands of people who have it. How are you going to treat them? So some people are scared to do that because of the associated cost. So if it is free, then it's really very helpful. Yes, Honorable Member.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. Honorable Minister, I just want some clarification. You mentioned that the diagnosis and the treatment is free under the National Health Insurance Scheme. But the medicine is not free. Is that what you said? I'm seeking clarity.
No, vaccines,
Yes.
and then the mass screening is what is not free. But per my interaction with the National Health Insurance, you see, when you present the case to the hospital, how to diagnose and then arrive at the disease and start the treatment is supposed to be free. It's supposed to be part of the package.
Okay. My understanding is that the vaccine is part of the treatment. So if the treatment is free, then the vaccine is free.
The vaccine, for now, we don't even have. In Ghana, it's not part of our package. So the vaccine is not part of the National Health Insurance package.
Are given via...
No, so vaccine, before you can take a vaccine, you must be free of the disease. You don't have the disease, and you want to prevent it. And when you take the vaccine, at least it can help you for 10 years. You take it 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and you take a boost. Maybe a year after. It's every month. So if you take it on the 5th of June,
During the treatment process, don't they use vaccination?
so they are treating you. They give you medicine to cure you, but it's not vaccine. It's not called vaccine. That's what he's saying. Once you are detected, once it's detected that you have the virus in you, they have to kill that virus or suppress it. It's not called vaccine any longer. Maybe go and test it and see whether you have some. It's important for every member of parliament to do that. Yes. Honorable Minister, the next question was asked by Professor Bayu. It's also a supplementary question, follow-up. As I speak, this service is not available in any part of the country aside of Accra. So even from Komfo-Notch Teaching Hospital, and the person could not make it to Accra and pass away, there are people from Akwansi and Lamusi, people in the Upper West and Northern Region who want to hear from the minister on how soon this catheterization lab scan will be made ready in other parts. I think you get where the person is. The supplementary, the way they ask the supplementary, the main question is not linked to this, but it's the same thing. That is not available apart from Accra and then Kumasi. The rest of the country, they don't have it.
So there's some group of equipment called catheterization center or oncology center. Cardiology center or catheterization lab. And we don't have any in the northern part of the country. And then we are also lacking it in the public health facilities in Kumasi and the Middle Belt. By the grace of God, today, His Excellency the President has commissioned one at Kolebu today, the catheterization lab. And Mr. Chairman, work is in progress at Tamale Teaching Hospital to complete a full-fledged cardiology center. And that will be used for diagnosis, for treatment, and for rehabilitation. And another one is also being constructed at Confanoche Teaching Hospital. And so today, His Excellency the President has also announced that after completion of these three, we should roll out to Ifya Nkwanta Hospital and then Ho Teaching Hospital. So after completing these three, these two, Mr. Chairman, it doesn't even serve Ghanaians alone. People from all over Africa come for the services of these machines. And so great work has been done on it. One has been completed, and two is also progressing very, very well.
Your answer is that the three were under construction. Kolebu is done, it has been commissioned, so it can be put to use. And one in Tamale and the other in Kumasi. They are coming.
Far advanced. And I know you used Tamale a lot.
Yeah.
So
will you be able to tell us when you believe that will be done?
Oh, the two, I'm very sure by the end of the year, we'll be able to commission the two as well.
Colleagues, any follow-up on this? All right.
Mentioning Ifya Nkwanta, I would want to ask Mr. Minister, the facility, uncompleted facility over there, when are we seeing light? Because we were promised with it.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the project was affected by the debt restructuring program. And now that we've concluded that it's up to the minister responsible for finance to be signing the bilaterals, or we'll terminate it and look for different sources of funding to continue. So we are waiting for signals from the Ministry of Finance, and we'll proceed from there. And that is linked to the regional hospital. You know, there's another one that's supposed to, is it Bokuru? Yeah, it's in the Hunter West. It's in the Hunter West, Apimenim. So the two, so the two projects are together. And so I'm looking at the Minister for Finance, and then we'll proceed from there.
Okay, so she has a special question, but to be
members of Parliament in the Hunter West around the table, there are two.
No,
members of Parliament from Hunter West around this table, there are two.
No, but if she doesn't ask, I will ask her on behalf of her the question, so don't worry. She wants her people to know that you promised her, you made a promise in her constituency, and she wants to know where you have reached and when you commissioned that hospital.
Mr. Chairman, if there is any member of Parliament who who pester me so much as far as projects are concerned, she's one of them. And the member of Parliament for the good people of Hunter West, Kokole. And so, Mr. Chairman, I'll work with her and then make sure that she's taken along to know whatever the details are for the continuity and completion of the project.
Oh, mine is just a simple one, harmless question. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Honorable Minister, thank you so much for the good work that you are doing for Mother Ghana. I know a lot has been said, a lot has been done in terms of health, and your ministerial position, there's no way someone can challenge you. I know you've done a lot for Mother Ghana. But my simple question is that we have one Agenda 11 project in Afram Plains South. What are you doing about it? Are you going to continue that project, or what? This is constituency specific, so allow me to ask my question, because you've...
Mr. Honorable MP,
Yes.
There's some correction we want to make here. We are not doctors, so the doctors out there are watching us, and some of them are sending corrections so that we will be able to read it to the public. They say that vaccination is not always preventive. While vaccines are mostly common, that's why we laymen assume that they are mostly preventive, mostly commonly used to build immunity before exposure, several are administered after an infection or exposure has occurred. Students are also listening, so we have to correct it. No, you were not. We said it here, not you. You were not. Honorable Minister, you are not the one. We are correcting ourselves because students are listening, and we said it was prevention, and so we want to correct that. Not all of them are. There are some that after exposure they administer them. These are known as therapeutic vaccines or post-exposure treatments. So, if anybody is listening to us, as committee members who made those comments, we are correcting ourselves. That's all. Please go ahead with your question.
Thank you. So my simple question is, Minister, I have one Agenda 11 project in my constituency, Afram Plains South. Are you going to abandon that project, or you are going to continue that?
Mr. Chairman, I have provided a comprehensive answers to issues on Agenda 111. So I will urge the honorable member, as I have said here, we are phasing them out.
About over 115 districts. That is the reason why we're interested. And unfortunately, is it fortunately or unfortunately, you were in Parliament yesterday, and the news that came out of your...
And I have never, if there's any, any word I use on the floor of the House, I assured the good people of this country that any Agenda 111 that the country has invested in will make sure we have value for money. And we're not going to abandon any of the facilities. So, this kind of reportage cannot be accurate. And I detailed, as I have done here today, I said same on the floor of the House. How much has been invested in it? How much we need? I said we have paid about 4.8 billion Ghana cedis. We haven't been able to operationalize a single one of them. I have said that we are going to phase them out. And if we want to do all, we need about 20-point-something billion to do it. And that we have identified 35. And government is going to invest in the 35 to complete the 35. And that we are even inviting CHAG, Christian Health Association of Ghana, to come and partner, government, if they identify some, because we have that partnership already. And that we are also inviting the private. I have never said anywhere that we are going to abandon Agenda 111. Never, Mr. Chairman. So that reportage is completely false.
Honorable Minister, my vice will ask a question, but before then, let me add something to you. I think it was on City News or something. Yeah, I think City. The Minister for Health, Kwabena Minta Akando, has announced that Cabinet has decided to discontinue the implementation of majority of the Agenda 11 hospital projects, full stop. Is that the case? Is that
Mr.
correct?
Chairman, some members around this table, I believe, were in the House yesterday when I was answering the questions. I never. So if City, if they are listening to me, they should do the needful. I never said that government was going to discontinue Agenda 111. And that cannot be the case. And I respect City very much. I know it's a credible...
The thing is, they actually said majority, not all of them.
Mr. Chairman,
that's a pull-out I've seen.
My words
Unless this is fake.
My words were very clear, and you can capture that from the hazards. I didn't use even the word discontinuation. Never.
So what is it that tell the people of Ghana?
I have repeated it severally. I am saying that in order for us to have value for money, government is facing the project, and we have identified 35 that government is going to invest in, finish, and then face it the next one. But whilst doing that, we have invited CHAG, we have invited the private sector, and if they are minded to come on board, no problem. If not, after the 35, we cannot spread ourselves thin. And at the end of the day, we will not even complete one. Just as 4.8 billion has been invested, and we have not been able to operationalize one. So learning from that, we have identified 35, and we want to invest in it and complete the 35, and then phase them out. So that is exactly what I said. And I have been very, very consistent on this issue. So I have never said that we are going to discontinue any project. Never.
So the one in Afram Plains South, as my colleague asked, is that Afram Plains South? No. Is it north or south? Afram Plains South. Is it part of the 35 that you intend to do?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Fortunately, Eastern Region, Kwahu, Afram Plains South, TRC. It's part of the 35. Yeah.
The Adansa Sukwa one that the Galamsey, the pictures of the Galamsey, I think he asked you that question.
Yeah, he asked me that question, and I said it has not been brought to my attention. So from here, I'll find out, and then we'll
Honorable
see what
Minister, take it as a matter of priority.
Very well,
Make sure
Mr.
that if
Chairman.
it is true, you look for the corporates and punish those people. It's very important, because we cannot allow people, if you are doing Galamsey and we are struggling to stop them, people are brave enough to go to a hospital site and go and dig off the ground because they want gold. I mean, how brave can you be?
Mr. Chairman, I will collaborate with the relevant institutions.
People, because people were there when they were doing the digging.
Yes, and the people,
the people
district
were
assembly,
there when they were doing the digging.
The
So
assembly,
they know the
police.
people who did the digging.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the district assembly, the police, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. From here, I will find out what really happened, and then we take it from there.
Well, I've seen a reportage on Joy News about that, and they've brought the picture. So please do that for us. It's very important.
Well,
Yes, Honorable.
Thank you so much. Not a question per se, but an information. And before that, let me commend you on being consistent on the pursuit of the Agenda 111 towards its logical conclusion. I remember very well Mr. Chair, during the first State of the Nation's address, Mr. President made it very categorical. Pursuant to Article 35(7), under the directive principle of state policy, that we don't have all the resources to come. It would have been much more financially prudent if these billions of cedis were used to invest in only 20, and today we're having value for money in this. I'm only encouraging you, Mr. Minister. My brother from Kwesimintu made a very important point, that upon needs assessment, realized that these communities don't have basic hospitals or primary health facilities. So as much as practicable as has been prioritized by government, you will give it much more attention to make sure that if they could not complete even one, under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, under the research agenda, at least, we will be able to complete at least the 35 before the end of his first 4 years.
Honorable
We're
member,
very grateful.
Honorable member, before the minister speaks, government is priorities. This government is investing 70 billion under the big push. Akufo-Addo government decided to invest in the 1111 hospital projects. This government is investing in 24-hour market, so it's priorities. So I don't want, we are all respected politicians here, so let's leave it at that. It's about what government wants to do. But Honorable Minister, my colleague has a question because a member of parliament sent him a question because they are watching you, the people are watching you to find out from you some question. So, Honorable Chiuti.
Honorable Minister, a colleague just sent in this. He wants me to find out what you're doing about PrEP HIV. He thinks that we don't see the advocacy much. So what is government doing about it?
Honorable, the issue, you know the pill that they take before, if you suspect that you are exposed, you could be exposed, you take it before, is it 24 hours or something like that? After, yes, after. No, after. Yes, if you suspect. Is it before or after? Whatever. If you suspect. So this PrEP, the person wants to find out why you cannot make that available completely to Ghanaians. Just like how they are making condoms available by the Ghana AIDS Commission. Why can't they make that available to Ghanaians?
Well, it looks like the ministry doesn't have any idea regarding that. It's like, but
they do. Let me answer.
No, it's like they have no policy in that respect.
Mr. Chairman, we are aware that there is that introduction of some kind of medicine to take after you suspect that you are exposed to HIV. And we are also reliably informed that there's that vaccination that you take, is 6 months, that you take every 6 months. I mean, it's a form of vaccination. But, Mr. Chairman, it was discovered not too long ago, and we are looking at it if there's a need for us to come on board and see whether the country is capable of making it available or free to the ordinary Ghanaian. But that decision has not been taken now, and I cannot assure the committee for now. But we are reliably aware of what is happening.
A country, there are people who are on that. Do you have any idea?
No. For now, the vaccine that you take 2 times a year, I don't know of anybody who has imported some in the country for now. It hasn't come to my knowledge for now.
Chairman, I'm saying to you that stick to your partner. That's all. Or abstain. No, I will not advise anybody.
Mr. Chairman, who tells you that your partner will stick to you?
Did I mention?
Mr. Chairman, you need to answer this
man or woman. I just said stick to your partner. That's all. The advice is for both partners. Stick to your partner. Or abstain, full stop, like the Catholics. We the Catholics, all we do is to abstain.
Let me do a follow-up. So, Chairman, a quick follow-up on this. We recently saw a video of an 18-year-old girl who, at a Galamsey site, who was threatening the whole Ghana that she was going to spread. Did the health ministry take that as a health risk? And what are you doing about it? Or is it a national security issue? And what do you know either the national security outfit or the health ministry is doing about this particular case and subsequent ones that may be coming? Because it looks like these days, because of the emergence of social media, everybody takes anything for granted and they go along saying and doing anything. Whether it's true or not, it's a great threat to the nation. So what are you doing about it as a ministry?
Mr. Chairman, that issue is being taken up, and I want to end here.
Honorable colleagues, we will come back to you, but let's move to Honorable Minister. You still have a couple of questions, so let me continue with them, and then we'll come back. I think about 2 or 3 more questions, so that we'll come back. No, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Gloria Owusu asked you a question, Honorable Minister, but it was supplementary to the other question. He said, it's supplementary. Mr. Speaker, the temporary steps the ministry has taken to reduce overcrowding and lack of staff storage at the Tafo Government Hospital, where the maternity block. So there was a main question about the Tafo Government Hospital, and they are asking what temporary steps you are taking to make sure that you avoid overcrowding. This may apply to other government hospitals, especially Kolebu, where I heard somebody crying that there are no beds. So please, there was a musician or somebody crying,
Mr. Chairman,
everybody.
Mr. Chairman, that project was also affected by the debt restructuring. And so after debt restructuring, you know, the Minister of Finance will have to sign the bilaterals and before you can do any drawdown on any facility. And so we are still waiting for the Minister of Finance for further direction.
Was affected by the debt restructuring. Then I can understand. It means the project stalled.
Yeah, it stalled.
Yeah, if it was affected, if it's one of those projects that were financed through external finance or debt structure, I can understand. We can't do much about it. We just have to wait till everything settles and then they will go there. So the people would understand you. The next question, Frank Asedu Bekwen asked this question. Mr. Speaker, I beg to ask the Minister for Health the plans of the ministry for the expansion and refurbishment of the emergency ward of the Suhum Government Hospital.
This year.
He wants to know the plans you have for the expansion of the Suhum Government Hospital. And you assure the House that the ministry will provide prioritized emergency health care services for residents of Suhum. We want to know what's the update.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman.
In October 2025.
No, this year. I think this October. We had already concluded on the budget for 2026.
No.
We had.
Well,
you know,
I know the budget preparation starts.
Exactly.
I'm coming. Budget preparation starts in September. But this question was asked in October. The budget is ready in November.
Yes.
We approved the budget in December.
Yes.
So the budget preparation was
Mr. Chairman, it goes, as you have rightly stated, and you have been a minister before,
yeah.
It goes through a process. And at the end of the day, the ministry is given a ceiling. So the process starts way before the day the budget is being read. So by then, you might have even submitted everything for the subsequent year. And so the simple answer for now is that, Mr. Chairman, with all respect, we are still looking around for funding for the project. Thank you.
Including it in this year's budget?
Mr. Chairman, depending on the amount of money the ministry will be giving. For example, if the amount you are giving is for ongoing projects, you cannot go and start a new project. So depending on how much the ministry will get for the year, it's part of our priority project, and we may have to look at it.
Okay. It's a consensus-specific project, so we will not push it. But you should know that it's very important because it's on the main road, Accra-Kumasi main road. It will take care of a lot of people. So keep that in mind when you are looking for funding and apportioning or selecting projects. The next one is also consensus specific. Michael K. Edu, on behalf of Mr. Nana Osei Ajay, Juabi North, New Juabi North. I beg to ask the Minister for Health about the status of the Eastern Regional Hospital, Koforidua, which has been abandoned after 70% completion. Eastern Regional Hospital.
The chairman is also affected by the debt restructuring. Oh. You know about debt restructuring more than myself.
I do. It's not haircut. I do. So it's also affected by the debt restructuring. and it's not been resolved. I thought that
No, the minister is yet to see whether there are two options, whether you go ahead and sign the bilaterals or you can terminate and look for an alternative source of funding to continue the project. So we are still looking at the Minister for Finance.
Anyway, once we declared HIPIC and the people stopped all the external funding, a lot of, even my former Ministry of Defense, I had that problem. Armored vehicles we were going to buy, we paid part of it, the funding stopped. You haven't completed payment, and so you are stuck.
You basically said that when they give you money, you can't pay. Why should they give you more?
All right, Honorable Minister, this is a regional hospital, and so take notice and make sure that you try to do what you can do to get resources.
Mr. Chairman, it's very, very important. It's even part of our strategies to decentralize the medical training. So Koforidua Hospital, Wa Hospital, Bolga Hospital, the Bolga Hospital, Koforidua Hospital, Ho Hospital, all these ones are part of the strategies to decentralize the medical training. So it's a very, very important project for us. But you can only proceed based on the signals you get from the Minister for Finance. Thank you.
Well, you will face some small difficulties. One of them is going to be the 8 hospitals plus the military hospital because of the contractor involved. Later on, I'll tell you why I said that. I mean, the Siwa is one of them, Salaga is one, and the others. But I will later give you my understanding of that.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I think this is a very big platform. One, the impression that Afari is under the Ministry of Health, I have already cleared it, and you have, assisted me right here to clear that project is not under the Ministry of Health. Now, Sewia, Mr. Chairman, you know so well, and it's the same contractor, as you know. Sewia, Mr. Chairman, as at the time we inherited Sewia, we had no water, no access road, no electricity connected to the place. The Chairman, the truth of the matter is that this facility came to Parliament for approval, and you are a senior member of Parliament. If you are going to pay anything over and above the contract sum as approved, it must come back to Parliament. The Chairman, as I speak to you now, and that's why we are very careful, we have detected that there's some amount of money that has been paid over and above the contract sum that Parliament approved. And so if you're a government and you inherit such a project, you can only do due diligence. As I speak to you now, for us to even go back with a contractor to assess the progress so far has also become a problem. And so when the picture or the impression is created out there, and sometimes the politics of the day, that you have inherited something that is completed and you don't want to operationalize it, Mr. Chairman, if anybody knows the truth, it is you. That you know that the perception out there is entirely wrong. It isn't everything that we can put out there. And so we are ready, and as I speak to you now, yesterday I said same with another facility. If this project is handed over to us today, I can assure you, within the next 2 days, we can have the full complement of the health professionals to operationalize it. So there is an issue between the contractor and government that we have not been able to resolve. How do you operationalize a project when you are in that situation? Mr. Chairman, maybe you may help me. How can you operationalize a project when you are in that situation?
Honorable Minister, I told you, I brought it up, and I said that I know that you are going to be in hot waters because of the type of contractor you are dealing with. That's what I said. Because I dealt with him for 8 years. And so I know what it is. What I would advise Ghanaians is these projects have become political. He will squeeze you and collect money that isn't supposed to be given to him. Take it from me. These projects were they first came to Parliament in November 2008 under former President Kufuor, the 8+1. And for some reason, when the new government under President Mills and John Mahama came, they could not start the project until 6 years later. That's 2014 when these projects started. Of course, they did their part and left, and we also started. Some were able to complete, majority are not complete. The contractor came claiming that he cannot complete the project any longer because the money is finished. What do you do? So you have to negotiate and go and audit as you are currently doing. So once you audit, and you're into trouble. So you have a case.
Yeah, so Mr. Chairman,
do the auditing well.
Yes, so Mr. Chairman, in order not to give any media house an advantage to go and report that I'm saying that I have abandoned, we have abandoned, or we are going to discontinue Sewia Hospital, let me put on record that all the things I have already indicated, road, water, electricity, are being done simultaneously now if you go there. And government is determined to make sure that whatever it is between the contractor and government is resolved, and then that project is operationalized. We are determined to do that.
So I was coming to that. For both the military hospital and Sewia and others, the road network, as electricity and water were not part of the contracts. So government has to do that one.
Yes.
For the military hospital, for example, we had to look for money. ECG brought a bill of $35 million. Yes. To do that, just ECG, they brought it. And we had to look for the money. So if you go to the military hospital, they don't have problem with roads, they don't have problem, especially electricity, they don't have. Road is almost like 90-something, 60, 70 or 80-something% complete and that kind of stuff. They don't have. But government did those ones. We did the water, we did those things and that kind of stuff. But of course, you couldn't operationalize it because the parts of the hospital we wanted to do, the sewage was not working. And you yourself know that you cannot put a hospital when sewage is not working, so we couldn't do it. But I'm saying to you that for the electricity, you should do it. You don't have to wait for the contractor. For the water, you should do it. You shouldn't have to wait for the contractor. But the road is part of his contract.
Well, so all those things I'm talking about, Mr. Chairman, are being done now as I speak to you simultaneously. So
it means that you will be able to commission it this year. You will be able to operationalize this year because we've been commissioned.
Mr. Chairman, let me jump the trap you are setting for me.
Right. So please, there's a follow-up here.
Sorry, just a follow-up, Mr. Minister. I know your zeal. I know it, and we admire it. Mr. Minister, you said something which just attracted me. You said that going back with the contractor to do assessment has become a challenge.
Yes, I said so.
Okay, good. Meanwhile, from what I heard, maybe I didn't hear right, that excess money has been paid to the contractor from the records.
I don't want to call it excess money, but what I want to call it is that money that is different from what was approved by Parliament has been paid.
And it is above what was approved?
Correct.
Good. Then I would want to ask, have you consulted the Attorney General in respect of this? Because if government is owing somebody,
Mr. Chairman,
the person can sue for it.
It isn't everything as a minister you can put out there. So I can assure you, it's not as if I am running away from the question you are asking. We are pursuing it, but it isn't everything I can put out there for public consumption.
Very well, because Chairman gave a signal that it may be difficult. We can't waste Ghana money.
And it's not that it may be difficult. It is difficult, and it's being difficult, but we'll resolve it.
You see, he said that if someone knows the truth, I do. But that's why I use that word, that you have got to face difficulties with that contractor. I brought it up and I said you will face difficulties with that contractor. I just hope that we can resolve these 9 hospitals. And move on as a country. So that at least these hospitals can be used. Honorable Minister, let me go to the next and the last question after health. The plans of the ministry to finish the Shifo Himan Lower Denchira District Hospital Directorate with an administration block and a staff bungalow to operate, and staff bungalows to operate effectively and efficiently. You assure the House that the Ministry will liaise with the relevant agencies to ensure that appropriate office and residential accommodation are provided. The answer dated 28th October 2025. Honorable Minister, can you brief this House?
Most grateful, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the ministry is no longer constructing district health directorate. That responsibility now lies with the district assemblies. I have called the DCE in question, and he has indicated that they have some source of funding they will be using to construct the district health directorate and then the district education office. So I have already liaised with him, and as far as he's concerned, plans are far in advance for the district to, and once the district health directorate is constructed, and if they need any personnel or anything, then that becomes the responsibility of the Ministry of Health.
All right. So, Honorable Minister, there are this one is a constituency-based this thing. So, Honorable Kokua, you have some questions for him.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Minister, I just wanted to, don't worry, it's not about the Hunter West. On the 4th of August 2025, then you on 3FM and Onua TV, you mentioned that there's going to be about 1,000 dialysis machines distributed all over in the regions in Ghana. So I just wanted an update on that one. That's my first question. So just note it and then you can answer at the same time. And two, I just want to know why up to now in Ghana, we can't do a DNA test in Ghana. We have to travel first. If you can please explain, because I think Ghana is far advanced that we should have a machine like that to do a DNA. So I just want to know why. And then three, we had the Minister for Interior here the other day, and then I asked a question to do with the security recruitment, and then it came out that some of the guys who went, or the girls who went in there, were disqualified due to HIV and all that. So I think our chairman spoke to him about contacting Ministry of Health to do something about it, because we can't leave them out there like that. They have to be in the known. So I just wanted to know if you've heard of it or you've been contacted so that this issue can be dealt with. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the first one had to do with dialysis. And this is a strategy we have adopted. We are doing what we call hospital equipment placement. So we have zoned the whole country into, let's say, how many? 19? 25. We've zoned the whole country into 25 in lots. So what we are doing is that if, Chairman, you can afford dialysis machines, you buy them, you put them at Tamale, you maintain them, but the health professionals will run them. So we'll pay you per how the machine is used. If it is National Health Insurance, it will be paid to the vendor. If it is Mahama Cares, it will be paid to the vendor. So it is no more government going to buy this equipment, but the individuals will buy. That's a PPP arrangement. The individuals will buy the equipment and put it at these facilities. But Mr. Chairman, one thing that we must assure the good people of this country that has been taken into account is affordability, because it is a private man who is going to buy it. And this is what we have done. Per the MOUs we'll be signing with the vendors, your prices will be subject to Fees and Charges Act of Parliament. The prices will be subject to the tariffs of Mahama Cares, and the prices will be subject to National Health Insurance tariff. So that is clear. And so plans are very, very far in advance. You have to go through the bidding process, just like you are doing the normal procurement. And so I think that my Director of Infrastructure tells me that they have even opened the bid, and the people have shown interest. And once we complete the processes, we'll start. And every region will have some minimum number of dialysis machines in every region in this country. So we are pursuing that vigorously. And all these things I'm saying is less than 1.5 years. Now, the issue of DNA testing. His Excellency, the President, has clearly directed and allocated resources for the establishment of DNA lab at Noguchi Memorial Institute. And very, very soon, just like today, we commissioned the catheterization lab, I'm very sure that very soon we'll commission a DNA lab in Noguchi Memorial Institute. And about the last question about the HIV/AIDS. Yes, we have a dedicated program for HIV/AIDS where we support people who are HIV positive with medications and then the screening free of charge. So it's a running program under Global Fund. So it's not something that we are yet to do. And the commission also sits with the presidency. So it's something we have been doing. We give them kits for free. We give them some of the drugs also for free. So it's something we've been doing.
Well, what I wanted to know is the people that were disqualified, have they been referred to you or to your ministry to collaborate or something? Because
Mr. Chairman, you cannot refer them to the minister. If the person knows, especially those who know their status, they know what to do. We can only
from what the minister told us, they have not even been told, or some of them have not been told that they were even HIV. That's what I'm asking, because he was here, and then we are trying to get to the bottom of it. That have you been? Because he mentioned that when Chairman advised him or suggested that he gets in touch with you, what I want to know is, has it been done?
Honorable Minister, when your colleague, Honorable Muntaka, appeared in front of us, he said that out of the 100-something thousand who came for medicals, they detected 1,300 to have been HIV positive. She's asking, and I suggested to him that he must let the people know. Otherwise, if they don't know their status, when they are actually positive, they will be spreading it around. So he said he will get in touch with you. She just asked him whether indeed he has got in touch with you.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, dealing with HIV positive patients, you need to be very, very careful. You cannot do anything against the will of that particular individual. But of course, we have even reached out to the ministry to be able to know where the locations of these individuals, so that we can ourselves on the Ministry of Health can reach out to them. But it is something, because of stigma, we need to handle it carefully. Yeah.
It's important with them. Yeah.
So that means if the person has not called, the person would not know. That is what I heard.
You see, the way this year's
so
recruitment
the person has
process
not called and
went,
they are walking about with HIV.
because they don't have personal interface, it's difficult to inform them.
Mr. Chairman, there's no guarantee that that person may not know his status or her status. The person may know, but it doesn't mean that he cannot apply for work.
Not getting what we're trying to say. If you are having HIV or hepatitis B, you don't qualify to join the security services. That you don't. So they will disqualify you. It's part of their protocols. With the military, they do it at the one hospital, 37. You will come to 37 for your medicals. So because of that, they would inform you. And so you will go home knowing that this is what has happened. You go and deal with it. They will counsel you. They will do everything, psychologists, then they will inform you. But because they were updating them that you have been disqualified, you have qualified, this 1,300, some may not even know why they are disqualified. It can be multiple reasons, or it can be just the HIV alone. It can be, you can have HIV, you can have hepatitis B. It's also possible. She's asking whether Honorable Muntaka has informed you that. That's all she's asking. It's a very simple question.
Mr. Chairman, I have indicated that we have even already reached out to them. The Ghana Health Service have reached out to them to try to help them, assist them to find a location of these people already, so that they can take it from there.
Yes.
I'm just asking, Mr. Minister, my last question. Has the Mahama Care program been rolled out?
The answer is yes.
How do people assess it?
And so now we have regional coordinators in every region. So what happens is that it is through applications, and the navigators and the regional coordinators will assist. And you know, the treatment of non-communicable diseases are not done at the CHIPS compounds, they're not done at the district hospitals, they're usually done at the regional and the teaching hospitals. And so when your medical doctor, who is maybe taking care of you, will guide you to apply, the application will come to Mahama Cares. There's a technical committee to review those applications, and then they will communicate back to you within a specific number of days. I think it's about 2 weeks, not more than 2 weeks, that they will be able to, assist you, and then you take the package from there. But once the regional coordinators have been appointed, they will increase the sensitization in their respective regions. So the Mahama Cares National, Mahama Cares Regional will then move to the communities and sensitize the people about how they work. In fact, Mahama Cares, Mr. Chairman, is dedicated towards the funding of non-communicable disease. And not only the funding, because we've realized that there are even gaps in terms of personnel in these non-communicable diseases. So a portion of their money can also be invested in training of these specialists. And then, even if you are taking care or you are funding the treatment of the disease and you don't have the equipment to treat that person, the person will not get healed or not get treated. And so Mahama Cares can also use part of the fund to also procure equipment for the hospitals. So that is that. And you see, in the history of Ghana now, there are 3 interventions being rolled out at the same time. And one complements each other. One is not the replacement of the other. It is a free primary health care, national health insurance, and Mahama Cares. So while the free primary health care will be looking at early detection of the diseases. So the prevention aspect of our health architecture has been missing for a very long time. All we know is that you'll be sick, you go to the hospital, and you get treated. But now the free primary health care will move to the prevention and the promotion aspect. And the health workers will move to the houses of these people. So you'll be in the house and they will come and take your blood pressure, check your sugar level, whether or not you have hypertension or you have diabetes. Okay? If you don't have, or if it is progressing, they will advise you what to do. If there's a need to prevent it entirely, they will prevent it entirely. But then the free primary health care is applicable at the CHIPS, at the health center, at the polyclinic. What happens from the district hospital? So that is where, when you get there, you will have to also activate your national health insurance. So when you activate your national health insurance, you can take advantage of the district hospital, you can take advantage of the regional hospital, and then the teaching hospitals. Now, whatever is also not covered under the national health insurance, which in this case, the non-communicable diseases, the cancers and what have you, that's where Mahama Cares also comes in. So if you are not able to prevent it at the free primary health care level and it gets to the complicated stage, then Mahama Cares also comes in. So these 3 interventions are being rolled out at the same time to complement each other. Thank you.
Yes. So, Honorable, after that, we have this. Then I have just 2 more questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you. Honorable Minister, the research agenda is indeed on course. Thank you for the good job you are doing. Except to draw your attention to one critical thing, following the uncapping of the NHIL, utilization and claims processing and claims payment is really in a good state now. However, we still have a number of health facilities that are going back to cash and carry. My constituency, for instance, Brekum, the Holy Family Hospital, 2 days ago announced that anybody, whether with health insurance or without health insurance, must pay a deposit if you are going for inpatient admissions. I saw that Holy Family Hospital. This is deadly. Because with this high utilization in NHIA, coupled with a lot of claims payment, this is the time other forms of prompt claims payment. This is the time no facility should be given opportunity to go cash and carry or to request for deposit before, admission. I spoke to them and the answers they are giving me is not tenable. Because this time, gone are the days where claims payment takes place about 6-7 months after claims processing. But with the e-claims, with the uncapping of the NHIL, claims payment as fast as possible, they are paid. So what is the motivation for some of? So it is not only in Brekum. I want to draw your attention so that you draw Dr. Victor Bampo's attention to some of the facilities who are working towards defeating the reset agenda, particularly healthcare delivery in this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, this is unfortunate, and we'll take action immediately. Mr. Chairman, the National Health Insurance Fund used to be capped by the realignment and capping law. And so what used to happen, especially in 2024, was that the projected amount of the National Health Insurance Levy, some reasonable amount, is taken into the consolidated fund. So, for example, in 2024, the projected amount was about 10 billion. Only 6 billion was allocated to the National Health Insurance for expenditure, as though even all the 6 billion will even be given to you. And I, as you all know, I have been a ranking member on the Health Committee for 7 years prior to my appointment. So the issues of delay in payment or service providers payment was very, very real. Now, when His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was sworn in after 7 January 2025, one of the first policies in the health sector was to uncap the National Health Insurance. So what that means is that in 2025 alone, that 10 billion, everything would then come to the health sector, and none will be taken to anywhere. Now, according to the National Health Insurance Act, the fund, the National Health Insurance Levy, that will be collected per the direction of the Minister for Finance, in this case, GRA. When the money is collected, per the law, the money is supposed to be lodged into the National Health Insurance Fund within 30 days, which it was very difficult for any government to even respect. Under the current regime, under the current administration, Mr. Chairman, every now and then there is prompt payment and there's prompt lodging of the funds from the consolidated fund to the National Health Insurance Fund, and then the onward disbursement to the service providers. In this case, sometimes we even do the payment monthly. So I'll be so surprised. Mr. Chairman, I'm happy to announce that very, very, very soon, we are going to increase the tariffs of the National Health Insurance. We are going to increase the tariffs, I think in August or so. It's going to start. So I'll be so much surprised that it is this time round that somebody is saying that whether or not you are a subscriber to the National Health Insurance, you should come and do a deposit. Of course, we have also detected some kind of fraud in the system. We have detected this kind of co-payment, as they call it, is illegal payment, and it's something we are working on. But I think that we are even prosecuting some of them. We have arrested some. They are under prosecution. So I will plead with all service providers that let us do the right thing, because we are on the ground and we'll come after you. Yeah, thank you.
It's honorable.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I want to appreciate the minister so much for what he's doing in the health sector and his willingness to ensure that service delivery is sent to the doorsteps of Ghanaians. I would just urge His Excellency the President and his Finance Minister to make available enough resources to the Health Ministry for him to be able to deliver on his mandate. This is a special request I want to make of the Honorable Minister. Yesterday, I overheard him talk about this Agenda 111 hospitals. I am coming from a district that is a newly created district without any polyclinic, without any district hospital. But we have this Agenda 111, Northeast Gonja District.
He went and came back.
Northeast Gonja District in the Savannah region. And so the Agenda 111 in my district
I can say from the layman's point of view that it's about 90% complete. And so I want to make this passionate appeal that if civil works, so if there is that consideration, he should look at the Northeast Gonja district. That is at Palbi.
Akanto knows there very well.
The district
he
is
passes there
Northeast
to
Gonja district.
his farm, so he knows there.
Northeast Gonja district in the Savannah region. And so this is just a special appeal I want to make on behalf of the good people of the Salaga North constituency.
Honorable Minister, when you take the Salaga Road, Tamale Salaga Road, and you move like some 40 kilometers, you see that agenda 111 on the main road. It's just on the main road. You've seen it. By the way, the police, that's what he's talking about. You will see virtually the structures are complete. That's what he's talking about.
District without any reasonable health facility, just a cheap compound. So it is very...
Well,
Honorable Minister, well noted. I will support my... Honorable Minister, I will support my members' call. I pass there virtually every time. That's the road I used to...
He's even a farmer in my constituency, so...
He himself is a farmer in your constituency. You are not aware. He has a bigger farm than me in your constituency. So he himself needs that facility to be completed. He has a farm close to Bunja. He has...
You will be pushing me to conflict of interest.
Because I want you to take special attention and complete that project for the people. In fact, I had time to pick some nurses, some 3 young men and a man. I think that day you met me. And they sleep in Tamale and Kamo. And I was asking them, they said they have difficulty with just getting a place to sleep. So if you can help them, it will really be good.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I think I should be able to share this information. On Sunday or Monday, we are going to commission some accommodation facilities for the nurses who work around that area. And so your call was on point. Thank you so much.
So what happened was when I picked them, then I called him. I called him and told him, look, I picked some nurses, and they are complaining about accommodation. You are the MP. I know that you can talk to your DC and you people will see what you do. And he said, where are you? I said, he said, oh, wait for me. So I stopped and waited, and he came, and he was just behind me. He came and joined me on the main road towards Tamale. And luckily, he has put up the thing. So, Honorable, you've done well for your people. Congratulations. But Honorable Minister, help him.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, let me use this opportunity to thank the Honorable Member so very much. Mr. Chairman, I'm happy this issue has come up. I took a decision in the ministry last year, and that was a very unpopular decision, but I stood by it. Mr. Chairman, as we speak, we still have some districts without a single medical doctor. Yes. You are surprised. The Chairman, as if that is not enough, in Greater Accra, we have almost 50% of all medical doctors in the country in Greater Accra. And that 50%, about 95% those in Greater Accra are all in Accra. If you add Greater Accra plus Ashanti region, we are hitting 60 to 70% of medical doctors in this country. And the rest of us are sharing about 30%. The Chairman, so when I realized this, I said, no way. So in 2025 batch, I said, we were prioritizing the districts. So we sent the medical officers to the district because government can only, recruit where there are vacancies. And so we sent them to the districts. The Chairman, in 2024, there are some regions that have been described as underserved regions. Oti, Western North, and about 4 out of the 5 northern part of the country. Only 12 medical doctors accepted postings into 8 regions. What it means is that a region couldn't get more than 2 medical doctors, a region. In 8 regions. So I said, no, It's not a punishment. But those places, we are talking about universal health coverage. What is the meaning of universal health coverage? Irrespective of your geographical location, you must have access to quality health care. So if there are no medical doctors in these areas, what are we doing? So, Mr. Chairman, I insisted. And a lot happened. Maybe you might have heard some on radio or TV, but I stood by it. Mr. Chairman, the result is that now, as I speak to you now, in the same 8 regions, we have 100 medical doctors who have reported. 100. But the reason why I'm narrating this story is that the medical doctors and the health professionals also have legitimate concerns that all of us, government alone, cannot do it. Because if we post a medical doctor to a district and the medical doctor cannot get a place to sleep, how would the medical doctor work? Mr. Chairman, I cannot say that I am building accommodation in every part of this country before I can send a medical doctor to a district. That is not practicable unless anybody proves me wrong. So what I have done is to engage opinion leaders in all these regions. The regional ministers, the DCEs, the MPs, so that we can all put our heads together to provide befitting accommodation for these health professionals. Now, the policy of government is that no more new health facilities should be constructed without accommodation. But we should not forget that we had already constructed most of them without enough accommodation. So whilst government is looking at how we can fix these things, I think that the chiefs, the members of parliament, the DCs, the regional ministers, we must all come together, because you see, we cannot complain, sit around, oh, government must do. Government will do it, but it will take some time to get there. What will happen is that, what happens to your constituents? So that is one of the reasons why in some cases, you realize that the center will be holding more patients, because the medical doctors are not at the district level. So there will be a spillover at the teaching hospitals and at the regional hospitals. So I use this opportunity to thank the honorable members so much, and I believe that other members should also learn same, so that we can improve upon our health sector. And to conclude by saying that the issue of Agenda 1.1, we wish that we could have had enough money to finish everything. Mr. Chairman, as I quoted, we need about 20.1 billion Ghana cedis, which is not practicable. So you can only prioritize or phase them out. If we get, we'll do all. Thank you.
Honorable Minister, I have 2 questions and then we'll discharge you. So you are, two. First question. The first question is, how many ambulances do we have on the inventory of the ambulance service currently?
So, Mr. Chairman, we have more than almost 300 ambulances, and about 65% of them, 60 to 65 to 70% of them are in operation.
So about 60 to 70% are operational. They are serviceable.
Yes, they are in operation, but there's quite a reasonable number that have also broken down. And Mr. Chairman,
because 60% over 300 will be around 200 ambulances.
Around 200, between 180 to 200 thereabout, that are in operation. But Mr. Chairman, there's an interesting story to that. The interesting story is that when the ambulance are not insured and they run into accidents or they have accidents, you cannot get replacement. And you must cough money to go and fix these ambulances. Mr. Chairman, as at the time I took office as the minister responsible for health, all our ambulances were not insured. All of them were not insured.
Are they insured now?
Yes. We took steps to insure all the ambulances in this country. Mr. Chairman, we are mindful that those ambulances that are faulty, we are looking at how we can fix them to put them on road. And we're also looking at how we can buy more ambulances to add to the fleet. So that's what we are doing for now.
Honorable Minister, I have a colleague just sitting right beside me. He tells me that some of the ambulance, even in his constituency and other places, some is just battery, it's just the tie, it's just servicing. That's all. It's not, they are not. So if you...
So, Mr. Chairman, with the greatest deal of respect, we urge members of parliament to also assist us. If it is only ties,
I am coming.
And then batteries,
others have Honorable Minister, we will do that. I'm coming. I want you to do proper assessment of what is wrong with each ambulance. And if you reach out to us, we would help.
Mr. Chairman, I do not want to disclose, but we have a member of the ambulance board around the table. I do not want to close who that person is. But we have a proper report on our state of ambulances, and I will be doing information paper to cabinet on our state, the ambulances state we have in this country, and we'll take it from there. So we have a proper report on.
Yes, a follow-up question after that. I'll ask you the last and you go.
Just a quick question, please. No, about the accommodation issues. I'm just asking, why is it that, let's say, nurses from, let me use Ahanta West, from my constituency apply for jobs, and then medical doctors apply for because of accommodation? Why don't you just send them back into their constituencies where they have houses in order to work there? I'm just, what crossbreeding? When you send
Honorable
them back,
Minister,
they
please.
work well because they are from there.
Allow the minister. Well, that has not been the practice, and maybe we may have to subject it to further scrutiny and see the pros and cons. But no country is run that way, that you be sent to where you come from to go and work. You see, when we open the portal, scrutiny and see whether that can also...
Honorable Minister, you were very active during the campaign and even as minister, very, very active. The president too was very active. You are on record, and the old man as well, the president, when I say old man, to have said that you will do automatic posting for nurses. Those who have completed training, the nurses training college. I had chance to call you before, if you remember, to tell you that there are people who were in 2021 up to now, some 2022, 23, a majority from 24, 25, now we're in 26. Some are even 2 badges. I want to know what is the status of that promise on the automatic posting for nurses.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, we inherited a situation where we have more than 100,000 health professionals who have been trained and they are home. 100,000. So what is the strategy? The strategy is that you will have to absorb or find, vacancies for these people to work. You cannot jump this 100,000 people and say that somebody has completed school today and you are recruiting the person and leaving the 100,000 at home. It's not as if we are sleeping on the job. This is what we are doing. What we are doing is that, and Mr. Chairman, let me make it clear that you don't employ for employment's sake. When you employ, you must make financial provision to pay the person. And I'll remind you something. Again, when we took office, about 13,500 nurses and midwives had been recruited without a financial provision. So if you recall, Mr. Chairman, I was met with massive demonstrations. And they will march into my office and come and chant, "I can't pay us now, I can't pay us now." Because there was no financial provision. The Chairman, what we did was that we succeeded in getting all these 13,500 people on the payroll and then proceeded to pay their arrears. Now, 2 strategies. Government is saying that
we are signing MOUs with other countries. So whilst we are facilitating the movement of these health professionals to get work outside the country, which of course is one of the backbones of our economy, the remittances. So since I took office, I have moved not less than 4 to 5 batches. So we have the US, we have the UK, we have the Kitts and Nevis, we have the Jamaicans that we have MOU with, and we are moving some. So once they leave, it creates that physical space, the physical with F, and we can recruit more. Now, government is also recruiting every year. So for now, we are looking at 16,000. But the 16,000, Mr. Chairman, again, I cannot start any process, and I will never do that if I don't have financial clearance. So now, I have financial clearance for 8,000. I have started the process, and I have concluded the process. And we are going to, they've done, this time around, we decentralized the recruitment. They went for the interviews in the districts. So they are now going to start work. Once they finish, and then I get another clearance, we will start the process of recruiting more. But Mr. Chairman, you cannot ignore the 100,000 health professionals who have been trained and are at home. Now, when we are able to reduce the numbers, and Mr. Chairman, I have said this somewhere, and I was criticized. I was roasted. I'll repeat it here. I am saying that we are not able to recruit more than 16,000 a year. Meanwhile, in admission form, we are admitting about 35,000 students every year. What it means is that in the next 2-3 years, we'll be leaving more health professionals at home than we came to meet it. So once you are reducing the backlog, you should keep the valve, the admission. You must close it a bit. So why can't we reduce the intake? And this is where I was roasted for. Why can't we reduce the intake?
Go ahead.
Why can't we reduce the intake and then try and manage the backlog? And then when we bring the backlog considerably down, we should also not get to a point where we run short of health professionals. So when we get to about 40,000, 30,000, we can increase or release the valves to increase the intake. Now, Mr. Chairman, not only are we going to reduce the numbers, but this is a deal with the finance minister. Mr. Finance Minister, you pay allowances for 35,000 people every year as new. Then Health Minister, I'm saying that my point is that I am going to reduce it to say, it's an example I'm citing. I am going to reduce it to say 20,000. What it means is that I'm saving you or the economy of 15,000. Can we then convert that 15,000 to recruitment so that we can bring down the backlog? So when we bring it down considerably, we can increase the intake. I have been criticized to extent that I made a statement, just like you are saying, that the former government was pursuing a quota system, and I criticized the quota system. And I've seen videos to that effect. Mr. Chairman, the point at the time was that the former Mahama administration was replacing the allowance with another scheme, student loans. And then the Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo's team said, no, we are bringing back the allowance. And instead of you to go ahead and then pay the allowance, pay the recruitment, you have now introduced quota because you cannot pay the allowance. But in this case, it's not an issue of allowance because nobody in this country can complain that allowances are delaying. We are paying allowances promptly. But, Mr. Chairman, if you recall, in this country, there are two main professions that people will necessarily go to that institution because when they finish, they know their jobs are waiting for them. One is teacher training. Two is nursing training. We've gone past that point. Why then don't we give the people the opportunity to select something else if it is about security of recruitment? And so that's our argument in summary.
Honorable Minister, so you met 100,000 backlog. How many of the 100,000 have you recruited since you came to office?
Mr. Chairman, be reminded that we've not spent 2 years in office. Okay. So now, the first financial provision we made was the 13,500, as I've indicated. The next one is what we are doing now, and we are targeting 16,000.
Is it 8,000 and 16,000?
We are targeting 16,000. We finished 8,000. We are going to do another 8,000.
So apart from the 13,000 that the recruitment that was done and you did financial clearance to pay, no, you did payment because they were recruited. They got a clearance and recruited them, but then you did a payment because it's obvious that you pay them the year they have been recruited. You've managed so far to recruit 8,000 confirmed, and you are looking for another 8,000. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Out of the 100,000.
Correct.
Secondly, how many have you added the backlog? Apart from the 100,000 since you came, how many have you added? How many? So it's 35,000. How many times? You know.
Mr. Chairman, if you ask how many have we added,
of the students who have the past out when you came, and apart from the 100,000, how many?
So for now, maybe 2025. And they are doing their service, I think, now. Because don't forget that the 2021 people we've not finished, as you stated. 2022 are at home. 2023 are at home. 2024 are at home. And then we are now with the 2025. They are doing the rotation.
Honorable Minister, you have a long way to catch up.
I know.
Your colleague Ajimamenu employed over 80,000 health professionals.
Within
8 years. Can I finish? He knows. So if I were to divide you by 2, can I finish, please? If I were to divide you by 2, that would be 40,000 for 4 years. So I'm saying that bypass him. That's what people expect.
Mr. Chairman, I cannot confirm the figures you have put out there, number one. I cannot confirm it, sitting here, that 80,000 were recruited. Because,
more than 80,000.
Mr. Chairman, and that I will have to check. Because let me put it on record, that the total number of health professionals in this country is around 100 and something thousand. Total, the whole country. So the 80,000 you have put out there, I will not be quick in confirming that 80,000. I will check my... But I can assure you that we will do our best.
Health professionals, I think, will be more than 200,000, but check. No, there will be more. Check. I know teachers are more than 300,000, but nurses and doctors and the other allied health services are more than 200,000. Check. Anyway, the last...
Under the Ministry of Health?
Yes, check. The last one I will just ask and then we can go. It's a very... the minister has done well, so let's keep engaged. The last one I will ask the Honorable Minister of Health is what message are you giving to all the young people who want to listen to you? You know, you see that I'm asking a lot of questions about the recruitment because you have a lot of young people who want to be recruited. And then some are going to school and they are worried and they are sitting at home. I met 2-3 people and they are all working in filling stations and it's very pitiful. So I want to find what message are you going to give to them concerning the recruitment? Because you are the chief spokesperson for government. You are the one advising the president. So if they hear from you, you are the one that
Mr. Chairman,
want to...
before I proceed to answer that question, I have gotten my director for HR to give me the accurate figure. The accurate figure is 192,000 health professionals. So it cannot be...
Ask him to give you the figure between 2017...
So I will do that, no problem.
You will see.
I will do that. But the point is that I know
that next year we'll obviously get more than what we are doing this year. And so the good people of this country, because of facilitating some of them to even leave to the other countries, and also bringing their admissions down and creating that space to be part of the recruitment, I'm very, very hopeful that next year we'll be able to recruit more. So, and then there's another opportunity, if I may call it opportunity, which again, people must not take it out of context. As part of the introduction of the free primary health care, we traveled to Kenya. What we realized was that Kenya have introduced what we call volunteer, health workers. But these volunteers are ordinary people who have not learned anything in health, but they pick them and train them and then pay them something. Once you're a volunteer, they don't pay you a full salary, but they give you something. So what we are going to do is that we are also going to, as part of the free primary health care, recruit some of them as the health professionals who are at home. So we are going to recruit some of them to be volunteers, and we'll still give them some stipends. And again, when they volunteer for a year or two, and we are doing recruitment, we'll give them the first option to regularize them in the system. And so these are some of the things we are doing. But Mr. Chairman, I am very hopeful that we will be able to absorb a very reasonable number of health professionals who have completed and they are at home.
Honorable Minister, yes, this is the last one, but I would suggest to you that the greatest and single most important place for you to recruit is to convince government to invest the 20 billion in completing the Agenda 1.1. If on average you get 50 health professionals working there, you know what that will mean. You are going to get over 50,000 people. I'm giving you an example.
No, Mr. Chairman, the issue about recruitment in this country is not about vacancy as in hospitals they are going. That's not a problem. Exactly. You have sat in cabinet before. And you cannot take anything from an empty sack. We have a purse we are all spending from. So at the end of the year, the exchequer will come and say that this is our budget, and this is what I can do. So it's not as if we need to complete Agenda 1.1 before we can employ them. And so it's not an issue of physical space as in PH, but it's an issue of physical space as in F. Fiscal. It's not physical. So it is not the vacancy as you are describing that we need to complete Agenda 1.1 before. No. So people are linked. Of course, it will create additional vacancies, but that is not the main problem. That is not the main problem.
Honorable colleague, there are two more who will make comments and then we'll discharge you. He and him.
Mr. Chairman, this is just a concern I want to.
I thought Mr. Chairman said that the minister has done well, so let's allow him to go.
Yeah. No, it's a fact.
Honorable members, two colleagues have two quick interventions. They are just interventions. You may not even answer them. So please go ahead.
Yeah, my concern is about these trainees that have sat in the house for a number of years. You know, health professionals is about training, and it's about physical something. So my issue is, what are we doing to be able to revive them, reorientate them after the recruitment, so that at least they will get some practical. No, this is not.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, anytime we do recruitment, there is some kind of capacity building we do for them at their various facilities. That is assured. But number two, let me also add this. Number two, as I have already indicated that there were courses that the nurses require as in post-basic courses that were not being pursued in Ghana at all. Yet, we have those vacuum or those gaps.
So what we have done is that we have introduced those courses now, the nephrology nursing, the oncology nursing, the critical care nursing. And so this year, we have started with 500 students. The target is that we are training not less than 1,000 every year for two reasons. One, to use them to fill our gaps. Two, whenever we are signing the MOUs with the other countries, they bring this criteria of specialized skills so we can get more to meet the global demand. Thank you.
Honorable, is the deputy whip, so you will at least give him that dispensation.
Mr. Chairman, let me first of all commend the Honorable Minister for the output so far. I understand that. Even yesterday, I was in his office, and he had to do with my specialist children's hospital. And he knows that we are here and we are politicians. So the people would say that Jerry has been sitting here and didn't comment on the children's hospital. He's assured me he's done a lot. I know his interventions on all of that. And I just want the people to know what he has for them in respect of that hospital.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I completely agree with the honorable member. And as he has indicated himself, I'm in constant touch with him. And we are doing whatever is humanly possible to make sure that this facility is operationalized. But again, it is important to put the facts out for people to understand what is really happening. Mr. Chairman, yesterday on the floor of the House, I tried to explain that the impression that has been created out there about the Weija Children's Hospital is that it's been completed, it's been handed over to government, but because it's not a government empowers project, we do not want to commission it. Mr. Chairman, I want to use this opportunity to clear the air that that is not true. The issues are that I came to inherit that project, which was funded by the World Bank. The World Bank has raised issues about misprocurement. Mr. Chairman, you have been a minister before. And when World Bank raised issues of misprocurement, you know how difficult to resolve those issues. But this is what I inherited, that some of the equipment were inflated, and they have threatened that they were not going to pay. As far as the contractor is concerned, we have paid more than 80% to 90% of the contract sum. But the contractor has not handed over to the state. As part of the contract, he is supposed to install equipment and then train the health professionals on the equipment installed. As I speak to you now, some of the equipment have not been installed. 2, it has not been handed over to us. 3, the health workers have not been trained on the equipment. We've had some meetings. Some he will send, representatives. He's not been in the country. We have requested a meeting, and he's promised to be part of the meeting on the 10th, which I think is tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll meet the contractor and then try to resolve the issues so that that hospital can be put to good use. I want the people of this country to know that it's not as if it's been finished and then there's no issue, and we deliberately do not want to commission. And I want to repeat that if today the contractor hands over the project to us, train our people, and then gives us all the codes necessary, I'll give you 24 hours. We'll put a full complement of the health professionals in to operationalize the facility. We are well prepared for that.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Honorable Chair, thank you. I see you've been talking about full compliments so that there is this employment aspect. Please, you cannot take me out. Notice is hereby served. I need the health professionals within my constituency to be employed. So please, and they won't go and be hiring rooms somewhere, and they won't have issues with accommodation. We have a lot of them. So I'm taking a cue from Honorable Bisu. Thank you so much.
Honorable Minister, he's your colleague. And so please, once we are ready,
he's not only my colleague, he's a leader of the House.
All right. Make sure that his interest is fully covered. Honorable Minister, I want to thank you for calling upon this house. You have sat for a very long time. First of all, you came in when you promised 2 o'clock. You were exactly here too. In fact, your team were here before 2. I want to thank them very much. You yourself sat through beyond, for almost like an hour. You sat through when your colleague was speaking. I also want to thank you very, very much for that. Anytime we need you, we will call upon you, but we are very grateful. And everything that you have also done for this community to make sure that you facilitate the work, we have received it. And we are very grateful to you. Thank you very, very much. You are discharged.
I'm grateful, Mr. Chairman. Are we not on air?